Hi, I'm Catherine.
And I'm Nadej.
And we want to welcome all of the parents
And the students
who are making the jump to middle school. Whether you're a parent helping your child make the transition,
or a student making the move yourself.
there are certain things that you should expect.
There's nothing to be afraid of.
But there is plenty to prepare for. Middle school is a new environment, and students are going through many changes. Transition into middle school is a process, and it takes knowledge, skills, and initiative to make the transition successful.
Knowing what to expect can help a lot.
And a good first impression can keep students on the right track to success. There are plenty of ways parents can be supportive.
But they can't do it all. Middle school means more independence.
And more responsibility.
It's part of growing up.
And with the right kind of support,
And the right attitude.
it can be a fulfilling time with lots of growth, good grades,
And fun.
So we've pulled together some really helpful information.
And I've put together some of my new friends.
And we're going to go over some of what you can expect as families
And as students.
as you make the transition. If you have more questions,
You could talk with a parent.
or a teacher, guidance counselor, or parent involvement coordinator
But follow along with us.
as we cover the basics, because remember,
Middle school matters.
and so do you. Many of the changes that occur from elementary to middle school involve social or emotional transformations.
Making new friends isn't always easy.
But it's one of the best parts of growing up.
One thing I've learned is that other kids like to make new friends too. Sometimes you just need to introduce yourself.
I'm George.
I'm Pablo.
Annabelle. Ben.
Fiona.
And I'm Ruthie.
These are my new friends. We love spending time together.
Peer groups become very important to young people about the time they reach middle school. Spending time with parents often becomes secondary. Parents need to strike a balance, stay involved with kids, but also give them room to grow and mature.
I love my parents, but I also love doing things with my friends.
Do you guys want to come over this weekend?
Of course.
Let me check with my mom.
A desire for privacy develops that kids don't have when they're younger. That can be scary for parents.
The only reason Miss Wilson always calls on me is because she knows I've done the reading. But I wish she would... Dad, I'm on the phone!
Find a balance that's comfortable for your family. But remember, it's natural for kids to want time of their own at this age. Showing trust in them will help them trust you with the important things they need to talk about. As peer pressure and negative influences increase, they need to know you're ready to talk when they are.
The great thing about growing up is there's so much cool stuff to try. Different kids like different stuff. There's art, drama,
Science.
softball,
Being outdoors.
Music.
Books.
Dance.
and that's just the beginning. Try new things and find out what you love.
There are more opportunities to join teams and clubs in middle school. Parents will see that activities during and after school increase. You can be supportive by making time to show up for these activities and by helping when you're able.
The reason there are so many activities is because people are so different.
I like chocolate ice cream.
I like strawberry. I don't care. You put sprinkles on it and I'll eat it.
You have to respect people who are different than you.
Even adults have to learn to respect differences. Cliques or small groups of friends begin to form in middle school.
You shouldn't exclude anyone from your group for a silly reason.
Young people can feel a lot of stress about peer groups and performance in school activities. Things won't always go smoothly during that school day. Parents should look for sullen moods or unexplained anger.
And kids should watch out for intense emotions. Remember, middle school is important, but sometimes other kids make a big deal out of stuff that isn't important at all.
What kind of shoes is she wearing?
Look at the way that guy runs.
Who did her hair?
Who cares?
These things are not important. What's important is being a good friend and a good person.
The rest will take care of itself. So don't stress too much about it. Families should always provide a solid base of support. Talk with your child about school and their peers. Listen for comments that reflect what they're saying. Sometimes how a young person says something is as important as what they say. Sometimes talking with a family member can turn a bad day around.
Because we all have bad days.
But if you have a plan to deal with them,
You'll have more good days than bad days.
and good years are made of good days.
So respect each other and communicate.
If you need privacy or if you want to talk about something, just ask. because middle school matters.
And so does making friends.
Transitioning to middle school means adjusting to a new location for both students and their families.
Middle school is a big place,
Adapting to a new environment can take time.
especially when you have to find all your classrooms.
I start the day in homeroom. First period, I have science
I have art class in the Connections Hall.
with Miss Collins.
I have lunch with some of my friends.
Then I have social studies.
Senora Gonzalez for Spanish.
And my last class is mathematics.
Students can have as many as 6 classes in middle school. That often means 6 new teachers.
And 6 different classrooms.
Parents should take their kids for a visit before the school year begins if there's an opportunity to visit the new school. Often there are orientations or middle school transitional camps.
Knowing what to expect really helps.
Parents will need to be aware of a new school schedule and new rules like dress codes.
Students may have to learn how to use lockers.
With so many new responsibilities, families should talk with their kids about how to manage time.
There's so much to do in middle school.
So parents should also talk with students about setting priorities.
Priorities. I like that word.
Learning is the top priority in middle school, so homework and studying come first.
But there's also time for other stuff.
Like photography.
Learning the guitar.
Hanging out with friends.
I'm running for class president. And I run track.
I want to have time for everything
But with homework and activities, there has to be a balance.
between what you want to do and what you have to do.
And that's why you have to have
Priorities.
families should maintain an environment where students can do their homework.
I always work on my difficult assignments first.
And they should help students learn to budget their time. It's a good idea to sit down as a family and make a homework and activity calendar, and to plan for the weeks that are tough.
Because it's frustrating to get behind,
But planning helps you stay ahead.
which means there's more time for the fun stuff.
And better grades, too. So plan for the transition to middle school,
And keep making plans once you're there.
because middle school matters.
Make the most of it.
As students move to higher grades, classes demand more and more time.
Learning is the top priority in middle school.
Success takes cooperation from teachers, families.
And students.
Parents should make themselves familiar with the classes their kids take. As in elementary school, courses are based on Georgia's adopted state standards.
So there are some classes we all take.
We have to take science, English, and language arts.
Social studies. Mathematics.
And at most schools, you may be able to take
Agricultural education.
Physical education. Career and technical education.
Or world languages.
The state standards provide clear expectations for student performance, so parents should familiarize themselves with the curriculum. Families should always communicate with students about what to expect.
We all have to take responsibility.
Parents should monitor their kids' grades and homework so they can detect academic problems early.
Because there's a lot to keep track of.
I have so much homework.
And so many projects.
It seems like I have a test every day.
That's just the way it is.
Parents should place more responsibility on students to get the work done themselves in middle school.
Because we can handle it.
But they should also communicate and offer help, because as kids grow up,
We have to learn how to learn.
Raise your hand in class. Study.
Keep track of your grades.
Always go to class. Pay attention.
And don't be afraid to ask for help.
academic success goes hand in hand with time management.
So budget your time at school
And at home, make sure students get plenty of rest,
so we can take advantage of every day.
because middle school matters.
Every day of the year.
A new school isn't the only big change for middle school students.
We change too.
So families will see emotional and physical growth in their kids that may impact their academic achievement.
It can feel a little weird,
But it's usually quite normal.
so don't worry about it too much.
Just be aware of what's happening. Young bodies produce a lot of hormones.
And that could cause all sorts of different feelings.
I feel sleepy.
Wide awake, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.
I get so sick of.
Feeling different.
Wide awake, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.
It It can be scary.
For kids and their families. Parents should talk to their kids before these changes start to happen.
So we know what to expect.
And parents should try to be understanding when things begin to happen differently.
You're gonna be late for school, Ben.
I'm still sleepy.
Why? Didn't you sleep well last night?
Sleep patterns can grow unpredictable at this age.
Even growing is unpredictable.
Some young people have quick growth spurts.
And outgrow their clothes fast. Girls' bodies usually start changing sooner.
Boys start to change about 2 years later. Sometimes change comes slowly.
Or all at once.
Everyone is different.
But everyone changes.
Why does she look so much older than us?
How come I'm not like that?
Why is my voice so deep?
There aren't easy answers to these questions, but families should always communicate with students to let them know it's okay.
It's important to feel okay, especially since classes are getting more challenging.
Kids also begin to think more abstractly at this age, so it can make conversation easier.
As long as you make sure to start the conversation.
Use concrete examples with young people.
And talk about what those things mean.
Even though things get a little more complicated,
Growing up could still be a lot of fun.
just keep a healthy perspective.
And a healthy body.
Because middle school matters.
So does being healthy.
When families plan the transition to middle school,
They're planning for the future.
so families should make plans together.
Think about the name middle school.
Huh? Think about what it means.
Well, it means a school.
Duh.
Middle school?
That means there's a school before it.
And a school after it.
Exactly.
There is more school to come after middle school.
And after that,
Comes a career.
good grades will help you get the career you want.
And parents should always, always, always monitor their kids' grades.
Kids should try to take classes that will prepare them for the career they want.
Talk with a parent or other adult about how to pick classes that lead to certain careers.
Adults always ask me what I want to be when I grow up.
It can be tough to imagine a career at an early age.
Some schools have career days to help.
And all schools have counselors or advisors that will help students develop a plan of study.
Because there are so many careers out there.
I want to be a registered nurse.
A television reporter.
Business owner.
A school teacher.
I want to run a summer camp.
I want to be a doctor.
It can help to think about what adults do for a living.
Parents should support student efforts to create their individual graduation plan and participate in the plan when invited by the school.
Earning good grades in school is like training for a career,
The skills developed in school will help in the workplace.
especially things like meeting deadlines and working in groups.
We'll all read the chapter,
Then I'll make the charts.
And we can all write the presentation together.
There's a great website that can help families plan for college.
It's GA College 411.
That's gacollege411.org.
It's like a map.
That will show students how to get where they want to be.
It's never too soon to start planning.
Because middle school matters.
Make sure you're ready.
The best way for students and parents to make a smooth transition to middle school is to get involved.
And stay involved. It's fun to be included in things.
And different activities can prepare you for what's next. So make the most of your time.
And find what you love.
Be a leader.
Join a club
or a team. Make new friends.
Like we have.
Parents should be active in parent involvement organizations.
Show up for your kids' activities.
Meet their teachers.
And their friends.
Share your ideas with school leaders. And take advantage of volunteer opportunities at your kids' school and in your community.
It shows that you care.
And it makes a big difference in student achievement and success.
Families have to work together.
Keep a family calendar and put your child's school activities on it.
Ask how things are going at school.
Kids need you to be involved.
Sometimes it seems like we don't want to talk.
But you should always ask how your child is doing and pay attention to the way he or she answers. So much is changing in their lives.
There are so many things we want to experience.
Learn how you can get involved
And stay involved.
because it takes a family.
To deal with all the changes.
growing,
Wondering.
Learning.
Losing.
winning,
Trying.
learning to do it better.
Succeeding.
And being happy
It takes a lot of work to make a successful transition.
But it'll be worth it in the end.
Just remember that this is only part of the journey.
A very important part.
There are more challenges ahead.
And new adventures.
It's crucial that you be involved in your kid's life.
And be involved at school.
Because middle school matters.
And you matter too. Paid for by the Georgia Department of Education and the Georgia Parental Information and Resource Center, with federal funds provided by Title I, Part A of the Elementary and Secondary Education Act. For more information, please visit our partners.